purpose of the Clean Power Plan is to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide emissions that the United States is pumping into the atmosphere from electric power generation. Currently, the electric power sector in the United States is responsible for about 1/3 of the carbon dioxide emissions that the United States releases annually into the atmosphere. Since carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas and it's the main driver of human-induced climate change, reducing carbon emissions from power plants is an essential first step in mitigating climate change. So Abt Associates, in partnership with Radium Consulting Group, supported EPA in the development of the eGrid database. The eGrid database is a database that houses information on electricity generation and the emissions from that electricity generation. Abt Associates used the eGrid methodology to develop the 2012 baselines that EPA used to inform the standards that it set for states for 2030. So in setting these standards, the EPA looked across the board at different options, and they developed these standards by assuming that there would be efficiency gains from coal-fired electricity generation. There will also be increased electricity generation from renewable sources of energy such as wind, solar, and geothermal. And there will also be efficiency gains in the way that we use electricity, so we'll have more efficient appliances as well as weatherization of homes and buildings to reduce the energy loss. This rule is important because if implemented fully based on the current standards, it will reduce carbon dioxide emissions from the U.S. power sector by roughly 30% in 2030 from a 2005 baseline. Another important aspect of this rule is that it injects certainty into the marketplace. And so businesses really operate and innovate when there is certainty. As a leading world economy and second largest emitter of greenhouse gases, the United States really should take the lead on addressing climate change and reducing our carbon emissions. In the international arena, this rule is very important because it really will establish credibility and give the United States the traction it needs to convince developing countries like China and India to get in the game as the United States is and to start making progress towards reducing their carbon footprint.